Unleashed Hollywood News presents. To all the loyal fans who have been patiently waiting, your dreams may soon be answered. It's no secret that A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas has enchanted readers ever since its debut on May 5, 10 years ago. The beloved fantasy romance saga, often shortened to ACOTAR, has expanded into a rich series of 5 books, the most recent being A Court of Silver Flames, which was released in 2021. But since then, fans have been anxiously asking the same question: when will the 6th book arrive? As of now, there's no official release date or title for Book 6 in the ACOTAR series. But that hasn't stopped die-hard fans from digging into every interview, social media post, and publisher update in hopes of finding clues. And as it turns out, there are a few breadcrumbs to follow. Back in 2023, when Maas publisher Bloomsbury officially announced House of Flame and Shadow, the 3rd installment in her Crescent City series, they also revealed a major development. Maas had signed a new 4-book deal on top of a pre-existing 3-book agreement. That's right, 7 new books are in the pipeline. However, Bloomsbury didn't clarify which series those books would belong to. Would they expand the Crescent City world, the Throne of Glass universe, or continue ACOTAR's legacy? Fans had to wait until January 2024 for more clarity. In an interview with Jenna Bush Hager on the Today Show, Maas confirmed what many had hoped to hear. Once House of Flame and Shadow was completed, her next project would take readers back to the ACOTAR universe. "I'm very excited about that one," she shared. "I know much more about what's happening in this one. And then the next book in that series, I have the ideas and general vague thoughts." She continued, "But the nitty-gritty of writing and the emotional journeys with the characters, I usually love to go on those journeys with them." While this was enough to ignite excitement, Maas didn't reveal whose emotional journey will be going on next. Naturally, theories have exploded across the fandom. One of the strongest contenders for the point of view of the 6th book is Elain Archeron. With Fair and Nesta having already headlined their own books, Elain is the last of the 3 Archeron sisters yet to lead a novel. Her gentle, mysterious nature, affinity for gardening, and complicated romantic connections have made her a character of quiet intrigue, ripe for a deeper exploration. On the other hand, some fans speculate that Azriel, the Night Court's brooding, shadow-wielding spymaster, might finally take center stage. His loyal following has long awaited a book that delves into his past, secrets, and unresolved romantic entanglements. However, aside from the shared POV format in the 2018 novella A Court of Frost and Starlight, Maas has largely stuck to female leads for the main installments, making an Azriel-focused book slightly less likely, though not impossible. Interestingly, that same 2018 novella may actually hold the biggest clues. A special edition of Frost and Starlight featured a Q&A with Maas, where she hinted at what was to come. "The Cashin and Nesta book is next," she said at the time, pointing to what would eventually become A Court of Silver Flames. "And I know what I want to write for the 2nd spin-off novel, but I'm keeping the door open after that." Now that Silver Flames is behind us, the so-called 2nd spin-off, Book 6, is the next piece of the puzzle. If Maas already had a vision for that book years ago, and if we look back at her comments from that same Q&A, Elain seems more and more like the obvious choice. Maas described a very personal connection to Elain's character during the time she was starting to work on her garden. "I remember the entire time I was ripping out the ivy and trying to get some semblance of order into the garden beds, I just slipped into Elain's head," she said. "Elain is a gardener, and everything I did during those weeks became research for her book. So let's do the math." Before Silver Flames was even finished, Maas had already been immersing herself in Elain's perspective. She connected her own physical work in the garden to Elain's inner world. That's not just inspiration, that sounds like prep work for a full novel. Still, as any longtime Sarah J. Maas fan knows, the author loves to keep her cards close. She's a master of weaving intricate, long-game story arcs and keeping readers guessing until the final page. That same level of mystery seeps into her interviews. What seems like a confirmation today might shift directions tomorrow. Until Bloomsbury makes an official announcement and Maas gives us a cover, a title, or even a cryptic Instagram hint, readers are left to speculate. But if history is any indicator, Sarah J. Maas has a plan. And considering her recent statement that her upcoming projects are in a taxiing position, it's only a matter of time before the next ACOTAR book lifts off. So, while fans wait for that official green light, many are revisiting the previous 5 books, decoding every line of dialogue, every subplot thread, and every tiny clue she may have hidden years ago. Because if there's one thing readers know by now, it's that Maas doesn't just write fantasy. She crafts worlds full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. For now, fans can only hold tight to their theories, their favorite ships, and that burning hope that Elain, or Azriel, or someone entirely unexpected, will be taking us on the next journey through the world of Prythian. This has been Unleashed Hollywood News.